Alright, welcome on back everyone to this episode of First CSP, the channel dedicated to bringing you the first council shoulder patch issue from all councils in Scouting America, both past and present. Today we're going to be taking a look at Desert Pacific 49 out of California. This was formed in 1993 as the merger of Desert Trails and San Diego County Councils, and then lasted up until 2004 when the name was changed to San Diego Imperial Council. We've got two variations of the first issue to take a look at today, so let's head over to the patch table and look at the first of those. This is the S1A, first issue. We've got a brown border, we've got our blue, red, and yellow sky, we have a notable black BSA at the bottom, and the fleur-de-lis that is behind the signpost in the S1A is a Type 1 fleur-de-lis. So this is all vertically stitched here. The fleur-de-lis is essentially the defining characteristic when looking at the collecting guide between the S1A and S1B, but we're going to see a lot of little differences in the manufacture and sewing style between the two patches when we put them up one against the other. But this is the S1A. This is a plastic back, but we have a relatively plain back for the CSP issue. And now let's take a look at the S1B. So the S1B, as far as its definitions in the collecting guide, we've got the same brown border, we've got the same blue, red, yellow sky, we've got the black BSA, and now, most notably, we have a Type 2 fleur-de-lis at the base of the signpost. We're going to note that Council and BSA here at the bottom is going to look considerably thicker than when we look at the S1A. We're going to notice some differences in the sewing style here for the sky. This looks like a much tighter sewing style, also produces some thinner cacti. The font on the sign for Desert Pacific is going to be much larger here, which gives kind of a difference in appearance between the two signs quite a bit. When we look at the back of the S1B, this one does happen to have the Scout backing. I don't know how many production runs were done of either the S1A or S1B, so there may be S1Bs that don't have the Scout backing. Plastic back. There may be S1As that did at some point have it before it changed. So they do generally denote the fleur-de-lis style is the main deciding characteristic between an S1A and an S1B. Let's get both of them up here on the patch table. Oops. So here we can see the Type 1 fleur-de-lis on the S1A, the Type 2 fleur-de-lis on the S1B. Again, having these on the table at the same time, you can kind of see the difference in font. Much bolder font for Council and BSA at the bottom of the patch. You get a larger Desert Pacific on the sign here on the S1B as well. All the letters are a little bit thinner on the first issue S1A. Again, we even see the difference in kind of sewing style with the red and yellow sky. This is much tighter, which also, as I said, produces skinnier cacti. These look a little bit wider just because it's almost a looser sewing manufacture. You even see that along the shoreline. Much tighter here. You get a larger yellow line indicating the shore there. Slight difference in the sails on the boat, etc. So just a lot of little distinctions, which should make it relatively easy to discern which of these two you'd be looking at if you only were looking at one online, say at a sale, auction, or something along those lines. But it is the Type 1 fleur-de-lis that defines the S1A, and the Type 2 that essentially defines the S1B. With that, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I want to thank you for making it to the end. If you did, feel free to give it a like and share it with others. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It really helps us out the most. We have new episodes out every single day, so we hope to see you back here tomorrow for the next episode. But until then, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.